Hi class, this is instructor Fran and I wanted to review week 2's library research worksheet assignment directions. This assignment is due on Monday of week 2. As I mentioned with last week's assignment video, you should make sure to read through all of the directions on this page, and I highly suggest checking out the different linked resources because they can really help you do a better job and have an easier time at being successful. Last week we picked a topic that we're going to be working with for this class, ultimately leading up to a final paper in week 5. For this week, you're going to take your topic that you chose in week 1, and you are going to look for some academic resources in the library databases that will help give you support for your argument that you're going to make. So, few things that you're going to need to do in order to do an effective job in finding good academic, credible resources. First, you have to have a search strategy. If you click on this link, it has a lot of different tips on how to go about researching in the library. So I would highly suggest that you review all of this. Okay, from choosing a topic, identify main concepts and keywords, and we'll come back to some of the others in a little bit. Okay, but basically one of the really important things to keep in mind is you want to be as specific as possible when you're researching in the library with your search terms. One thing that I try to do is I don't just put in my topic. Let's say this is not one of the choices for week 1, but let's say I am doing a paper on online education, and I am going to give 3 reasons I think online education is beneficial. Well, if I can think of those 3 reasons and use those 3 reasons in my keywords, I will get much better results. So for instance, if I searched online education benefits, I might have to wade through a lot of information, a lot of resources. But if I've already decided that I think the benefits are online education increases the accessibility of education, online education can be less expensive, making it more affordable, and I could say online education helps with flexibility of education. If I type online education flexibility or online education affordability or online education accessibility or access, that would help me find much more specific resources to help me with my paper. I could also just type in online education benefits, but it just would take a lot more wading through. Okay, so then you're going to actually conduct a keyword search, and this suggests that you go to the databases page in the university library. And if we look back at this resource here, it has choose a database. If you scroll down, it will help you select the best databases for your topic. So because I'm doing online education, I can put that in and it will tell me different databases that I could use, and actually I could just click on them and link right to them. And then from there, what I would do is I would type in my keywords. So I could type in online education affordable. And I might just stop there with affordability because that way it could be affordable, affordability. So if I search for that, it doesn't like that. So let's try this. Okay, so here you can see took me a moment because I spelled affordability wrong, which is not great for an English teacher, but we fixed that up. And so here we go, and you can see that there's all sorts of different results for that. Okay, the other possibility is you can just go to the library and you could type your search terms in on this this is just the library homepage, and click peer reviewed, and you'll get a lot of great results that way as well. Okay, so you're going to find 3 articles to read. At least one of them should be peer reviewed, and you're going to complete the library research worksheet. To click that open, basically 1, 2, and 3 are for your resources you find 1, 2, and 3. Note that it asks you to respond with a minimum of 150 words per question, except for question 4. You don't have to do that. But 1, 2, and 3 each need to be at least 150 words. And for each one, you're going to tell us the author of the first source and why we think the work is credible. Okay, how do we know if it's peer reviewed? Is there a quote or a paraphrase that relates? Give us a quote or paraphrase that relates to your topic, and then you're going to use an in-text APA citation, and I will make sure to have good resources on how to do that this week. Okay, so that's for source 1, source 2, and source 3. And then finally, for question 4, you're going to create an APA reference citation for each one of those 3 resources. Here it suggests that you could use the reference and citation generator. That's a great tool. There's a lot of other great resources in the library, but I also just want to show you, if you open up an article, usually you can find some place on most articles and databases nowadays where it gives you a citation. So I'm going to click on this word that says cite, and then I need to make sure that I scroll down and find APA. Now, they're not always perfect. As you can see, this one has a email address in it because it's just lifting information from this page. It's just an automated tool. So I have to go back in and make sure that I have everything correct, but it'll give me a lot of the information. Like, for instance, APA article titles only have the first letter capitalized, the first letter after a colon, and any proper nouns. So I'd have to lowercase this, lowercase this. It's great it has the journal name italicized, but again, I'd have to erase that when I cut and paste that into my document. I'm going to have to erase that email address. So hopefully that will help you. If you have any questions, make sure to reach out to me. There are some good resources here. Make sure to review them, and best of luck completing week 2's assignment.